If you haven't figured out, what you want to do yet, there's actually no point in stressing about it, because the more you stress about it, the worse it gets. Like, the less mental clarity or bandwidth that you have as you're stressing about it. So really, this is a phase of your life, and it comes in cycles, right? So this is a phase of your life. If you don't know what to do, you need to spend time going out, having fun, mucking around, and just playing around with different things to kind of get a feel for it. That's all you kind of want to discover, or make sense of, or find is, and the only way you find that is by mucking around with a lot of things. Now, this doesn't mean you have to go out and, apply for all these different jobs, or, have all these different experiences. But when I say mucking around, it could be literally having a blank piece of paper and just mucking around with different ideas, just writing down thoughts, writing down moments in your life when you're inspired, writing down. But the point is that you need to put time and attention towards mucking about, brainstorming, like putting thought to paper, not keeping these thoughts in your head and trying to figure out from the mess up here, but actually putting it on paper so that you can see. And the more you muck about over time, right? And this is the thing I really want to stress, is that over time, things will begin to start to make sense to you. Like, you'll start to see, through mucking around and a bit of experience, that, this is kind of, I can see a direction, I can see some sort of pathway, and it's through that experience where you start to pick up the nuances, and you start to get a feel for, what it is that you really enjoy, or what is it that you really want to do. And it's not, that doesn't come before experience. Like, experience comes first, mucking around comes first. So if I was going to say, mucking around, testing things out, experience, then you get an idea of what it is that you want to do, purpose or direction or whatever it is. It's like, when I first became a trainer, I didn't know I wanted to be a trainer. There was never like a direction for me, but I was following, the career path that I was going on, which was, I studied journalism, communication, and psychology, because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I did that, finished my degree, and kind of went into the workplace, knew I didn't want to have a boss, knew I wanted to work for myself, had no idea what I was going to do. And so there was a period of my life where I was just mucking around and playing with things. I was going out clubbing a lot, I was meeting all different types of people, just like going on experiences like snow trips, just playing around. Then I met a friend who was a personal trainer, and he became my best friend. And he started to, like, I had no interest in training back then. Like, I was doing breakdancing, but I had no interest at all in like formal, learning the form or the techniques or macros, calories, and all that sort of stuff, in terms of working out. But like, I would see my friend and I'd see that he's in really good shape, and like back then he was getting heaps of attention from people, and a lot of people respected him because, like, we're all superficial when we're young, still are, but more so when we're young. And so that kind of got me into it, and I would train with him sometimes. So we would trade. I would teach him how to break dance, do like windmills and stuff, and he would teach me how to do personal training, how to like correct form. And as I was going through it, I realized, I quite enjoy this. Like, I can see my muscles are growing. I'm sort of enjoying the form a bit more, because when you have good form, you tend to feel your muscles a little bit more. And I started to eat more protein, changed my diet a bit under his recommendations, and I started to get a feel for it, and it started to make a little sense. And at this point, I still didn't think that I wanted to become a trainer. Like, the thought never occurred to me. And then I was still mucking around with different things, trying different things. I was a breakdancing teacher as well. And then me and my girlfriend broke up, like a 5-year relationship. And I was like really distraught about that. So like, I needed something to take my mind off things. And so I just decided on a whim, or like it occurred to me, well, I'm doing breakdancing teaching. I don't think I'll do this like long term, but I like teaching people and I like, physical activity, like sports. So, let me give this personal training thing a shot, right? I had some interest in it, but I wasn't completely set. So then I signed up for Australian Institute of Fitness and I got my personal trainer's license. And it was through that course where I started to get interested, through the experience, right? Like mucking around and, meeting people in the course, getting to know their story, making some friends and getting a feel for it. It was only through doing that course that I had a sense of, oh, maybe this is something I do want to take on. And again, I still wasn't 100% set. Like I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing this. Like, I'm going to get my certificate, my trainer's certificate, basically on a whim. I finished the course and I was still distraught by, the breakup, the relationship. And I was kind of depressed and my mate was just like, hey, you're not doing anything in Melbourne. You've just finished your course. Why don't you come to Taiwan and see how that goes? And so on a whim, I went to Taiwan, spent, basically 3 to 6 months walking around doing nothing. We were training a lot, because by then I was really into training. Because all the guys around me in Taiwan, they're all kind of like big, good-looking, model-looking kind of guys. And we'd just get together and train. And I sort of also got the community aspect of it, like the brotherhood aspect of training. And I really enjoyed it. And I could see my body was developing and changing. And that's when I decided, okay, yeah, I really want to give this a shot. And then in my other video that I made about visualizing, that's how I created my own personal training studio in Taiwan. But it wasn't like it's like this famous Steve Jobs speech. You can't connect the dots looking forward, right? You can only connect them looking back. Like I could see how one experience led to another experience. Well, mucking around, playing around, kind of having a little bit of interest in something led to another experience, which led to another experience. And then, it was over time that a solid like direction or purpose came about. And so I did that for 10 years, the direction, the purpose of helping people get into better shape and having, healthier lives. And at that time, it was just kind of very limited mindset stuff, just like wanting to help them transform their body, thinking that it would transform their mindset, and then being within the confines of personal training, I also had a realization that within 1 hour of training people, I can only do so much to help them. Like I really want to help these people. They get amazing physical transformations, but like a lot of their mental, emotional stuff is still a bit like off, like they get transformations, fall off the wagon, go through, all the stuff that life entails, and then want to come back for another transformation. And something about that didn't sit right with me. It was like I'm helping people transform their body and I'm getting paid well for it, but it's just this cycle. And so I wanted to go deeper, and that's how I discovered, my next purpose or my next direction, which was life coaching. Like I want to, I think I want to go deeper with people. And then that started with mucking around as well, like reading a ton of books, researching courses, like kind of testing it out, teasing it out to people and just playing around with it. So I guess, to come back to the point to this video is really, you just start with mucking about with stuff, we put such big pressures on ourselves to figure things out and, what it means about us. And I haven't found my purpose yet. And like, just all these unnecessary thoughts that keep us suffering, that keep our clarity at bay, that overwhelm us, that put us in anxiety and stress, that actually get in the way of us discovering through playing around, through mucking about with stuff, through brainstorming, what it is that, we may eventually really enjoy doing. And there's sort of like what's that word? Germination, or like when you plant a seed and it takes time to sort of marinate before it bears fruit or something like that. But yeah, like before the point you go, okay, yes, this is what I want to do, there's going to be a lot of exploration, discovery, and playing around different things before you go, oh, this makes sense. Yeah. So all your time should just be spent on exploring, playing around, and having fun, because when you're more relaxed, you're going to have a much higher tendency of enjoying something than when you're just trying something because you have to figure out your purpose, or you have to move the needle forward or something. It's less likely you're going to enjoy that because you're still going to be in your head about stuff. Whereas if you're just kind of relaxed and you're almost like you let your purpose come to you, but at the same time, you're very proactively taking actions to try different things out, and you're relaxed about it and you're just enjoying life, then the chances that your purpose and your passion and your direction coming to you is going to be much more likely to happen. So I hope this one helps, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, hopefully soon.